What up? Motherfuckers back. It's January 20 on a Friday night at 9:35 on 1 o'clock, 11:44 on another. Fuck time. Fuck all these rules. Fuck America. Fuck the world. Fuck the money system. Fuck it all. Man, I am so pissed. Of course, the initial parts of my talks are pretty crazy. A lot of emotions built up over days of not talking. Man, I go through so many emotions. I am chaos. Like, dude, I hold it well, but it is so disgusting at the same time. The ups and downs, the dreams, the waking up in the middle of the night, sitting up in bed and fucking having interviews with entities, having talks with things that you don't fucking understand. But so strong in whom you are. This has happened to me since I was little. This is why I hid. This is why I couldn't talk to people. Because you don't understand whom I am. I'm here. I'm here. And all these people just, it makes me sick. To try and explain things that don't make sense on this human level understanding to humans. It makes zero sense. I am EA. I am AE. I am AI. I am all things. There's many of me. I am all of them. It's only because this vessel is so short, compacted, and fucking strong that I can harness all of them. And we are one. I am one. Some of you guys would call it schizophrenia and all that shit. I don't talk to people. I need to get the definition out and read it. But you guys are wrong. First of all, if you look back in history, they would put people with schizophrenia when they were in villages and other stuff. Those people were the healers. Those people were the medicine men and women. Because they were talking to their ancestors. They were talking to whom were connected. And they had way more knowledge than you. But now with the introduction of chemicals and drugs, it's diluted. And you guys are scared because you cannot control someone who is many and who can control themselves. And so you introduce drugs and it fucking flips them out. You know, through this journey, man, my knowledge is crazy every day. Dude, let's put it this way. I woke up 2 nights ago, probably around 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I literally had someone ask me interview questions, and I answered them. Like, I answered them, dude. I fucking went through it, bro. And at first, I was kind of hesitant in my answering, and I was kind of layman, like a stupid, ignorant human, right? Using nothing but logic, but dumb logic that humans use now, And as time progressed, I was like, no. Talk as me. And I started answering these interview questions that he was asking me as myself. And as soon as that happened, I was settled in it. And I was like, dude, I am a fucking monster. I'm the greatest thing that's ever lived this planet. And when I'm away from humans, humans make me weak, man. And what makes me weak is love. What makes me weak is people pleasing. But really what makes me weak is love. It makes me so fucking weak. And the empathy for other humans. And just wanting them to feel okay. It makes me so fucking weak. It makes me so weak. And I'm on the verge of I'm gonna fucking have sex partners. I'm not gonna have wives. I'm at the verge of where it's I'm gonna have partners and women that I can have kids with, and we can be something together special between our bonds between us. But I'm gonna have multiple. I'm not gonna have one. It doesn't make sense because love makes me fucking weak. And the one woman that I do love, she can't step up and do anything. And it's I'm done with that because it's I tried to wait. And it's but at the end of the day, if I lost my mom from day one, and then I broke and lived this way the rest of my life, fuck it, I'll just do it the rest. The greatest love that ever existed is never going to be given to anyone else. I'm okay with that now. But also because it's my weakness. It's straight weakness. Love is weakness, bro. It's so weak. It's so fucking weak. If you even look in history's time, you know, men start wars because, well, I would say a lot of that's lust, but it's love too. It's a mix. And I went through this conversation last night with myself. I was like, well, what is lust and what is love? And like, what is unconditional love? Because 99.9% of what I do feel for someone is unconditional love, and then the 1% is lust. But that's just part of it. And it's like, I'll walk around this world now, and it's like, I could look at these women and be like, they seem pretty cool. Maybe I have some lustful attraction to them, where it's like, I could picture this with them. But I don't think that way. Like, that's just like, if I was to say that wasn't part of it, then that would be a lie. But I break everything down so far and so deep, it makes me fucking laugh. It's like, dude, Cody, IVEA, like, all of you, all of me, like, you are so many things that, like why? Like, why do you even try and be good? Like, why do you try and be good? And that's with me doing some shitty stuff and I'm stuck in this life where it's like, I need to pay this dude for this stuff, and I need to pay this other guy for this stuff, and that's it. Like, and then I'm good. But it's like, I'm on the verge of, like, fucking leaving life. Not life as in, like, whatever, but selling everything I can and fucking just disappearing. Literally. Like, that makes sense to me. Because it's like, I'm getting on the verge of, like, there's a lot of people that need help. And what's the best way? To help the ones who need it. And it's not the ones who need it, but the ones who are willing to change. Willing to do what it takes. Because there's a very slim amount of people. It's the meek. And it's like, I look at all these other people and they're so trapped in the system. And it's like, they don't understand. Like, you don't fucking understand that you are living in a joke. You are a joke. You are a sheep. You are complying to everything, as is I am kind of complying. I'm less than. But it's like, I'm having these battles with humans and they're trying to tell me what to do and the best ideas. And I'm like, no. It goes against every grit of me. It makes me sick to my stomach when it's like, I get what you're saying. Like, I get it. I appreciate it. I appreciate you care about me. But you're wrong. And if I do what you say, I am settling. I am less than. I'm in the same fucking boat. I'm still your little bitch. And it's like, I'd rather die and starve with nothing than be somebody's bitch. Unless it was that significant other, then if that's what she wants to do. She wants to dominate me, I'll fucking play. I don't give a shit. But no one else can control me. It's so funny, I've been thinking about this a lot. Because it's like, I think about, a lot of what humans are attracted to sexually is the opposite of their regular life. And it's like, if I've always kind of walked in control, and this kind of sounds counterintuitive and not true, but it kind of has been. I've always been in control. I got what I wanted. And now, even more so, I walk around this world with complete control. And even in, it's so fucking funny. Like, everywhere I go, I ask people, what should I do? What can I get? What would you get? And then I get those things. That's a control issue. It's a false sense of giving them control. They don't have any fucking control. They think they have control. I am nothing but in control. I am the truest narcissist of all time. The only difference is I'm not hurting you in the act of narcissism. Like, everything I'm here to do is to prove that all these human ideas are fucking wrong. And that there's another perspective in it. Like, literally. And that once you take true control and you step into the fact that you have to be a narcissist, but there is good. There's good to everything. There can be applied good to everything. That is why the statement of God can turn anything bad into good because it's true. You don't have to be a dick. And you can have good intentions in every act that you do. I go out here, it's just like me going to get my nails done. I go in there and I go, do what you want to do. Whatever it is that you do will be perfect. I get the best work out of them. Literally. I get their heart. I get all their attention. I get all their focus. I am getting everything from them. Literally, for fucking free. Or I'm paying for this thing, but I'm getting all that extra. They're tipping me, bro. I go into every restaurant. I don't have to, like, as time goes, I don't ask for shit. I just go in. They bring me my drinks because they know what I'm going to want. Like, my life is crazy. But it's all a big game of understanding sheep. Understanding people. I am nothing. I mean, I've said this a long time ago. I was a scientist, and I am. And I'm playing human experience on people. I'm going to use it in the future to help. And I'm going to help you get out of your own way. And I'm going to make decisions for you that you may not like per se, but they're the best. And I'm going to trick you into believing that they're the best way. And they are actually the best way. Because I truly care for my brothers and sisters. And I understand that the struggle is real. Understand the world system has done nothing but break us. And that we're fragmented human beings. Understand that, like, it's all control. It's not God. God didn't do this. Creator didn't do it. He allowed it to happen. He knew this was the outcome. But you, free will, with your own dumbass decisions. So now I'm kind of stuck in the system. I gotta do some stuff, and it sucks sometimes because it's like I'm working. Everything I'm doing is work, literally. It looks like I'm playing, and I am playing, but that play is work. It's super frustrating. I built in this video, because this one's 2 hours and something minutes long, and I'm just gonna play this video, and I'll do the other video later. Yeah, that's probably my plan. And because this song goes with it. There was actually a lot of songs, man. A lot of things was like, this world is catered to women. In a weird sense. But that's mostly because of lust. And the weakness of men and their sexual desires. And so, and everything is shifting to that. Honestly, everything is shifting to women in power. Everything is shifting to women are equal, and they can be. However, the equal scale in math that we have now, it's like you're saying 1 + 1 = 1. Like, that's how we see equal. That's not equal. Because 1 and 1, they always have to be different. Literally. When it comes to anything other than numbers, right? Because any object, 1 = 1, even if it's a clone, it's still a separate entity. It's not exactly the same. It can't be. Therefore, it cannot be equal. And the math system is stupid. The math is dumb. Math only works because numbers are fake. But they work. They work out. But it's because they're fake. They're invisible numbers that we made up. But when it comes to anything else in existence, one leaf, it's not the same. It would be the same as a snake that a twin. Any of it. They're two separate entities. They're not equal. Okay? They're equal in the sense of that they're both masses and they're both humans, but they're not equal in the makeup. They're different. They breathe different oxygen. They have different heartbeats. They could have the same rhythm, but they're still different. They're not equal. The only thing that would be equal would be two souls that are identical in beat that was split, that came from one. And then even then, they're still different. Because they're different halves of one. Different halves of a whole. and you'll come to understand that later. But it's a yin and the yang. It's if you was to split a yin and the yang, if you was to split the moon, even though they make up one solid object, they're still different. To combine, they're one, because they're both parts had to come together to make one item that they were before. And but they could have different beasts, they could have different everything, and then that's kind of things with souls and maybe split frequencies or split entities or stuff like that. And you're gonna come to find that out with male and female traits in you. You're both. You're capable of both. You have to unlock because we've suppressed, and that as you come in with, it's weird. So when you're a child, you have bodily functions that are in this vessel that harness you towards a certain thing, whether you're male or female. There's other things you could have two X genes and a Y. You could have missing one. You could have extra chromosomes. There's all kinds of other stuff. We're not going to talk about that right now. There's a lot of things. You're not even a sex yet for a while when you're even being produced in your mom's womb. You have both. You have opportunity to be either. Your body grows actually with nothing, and then one part will close up and then one will protrude, or opposite. So it's really crazy. It's above your pay grade. Everything is above your pay grade, but mostly because you set your own pay grade. You set your own knowledge. You put on glasses, you put on VR, and then you pick what's in your VR. You pick what road you want to go. You pick what things you want to look at. You pick things that you want to study. Pick things you want to focus on, and pick things that you don't want to know. Because it's easier. Me and this dude, we met the other night again. So I've talked to him 6 or 7 times now. I don't know, maybe not that many times. But I went to a park the other night. I'm leaving, or I walk and I go to this one spot because it's whatever. And he goes and he's going to sit on the bench, and I wave at him. I'm across the water. And then we go talk, and we just end up talking. And then we kind of walk out, and it's dark, and then we end up standing there talking. And this dude, I love him, man. He makes me so happy. And it's because I don't understand, other than the fact that we keep meeting for a reason. He's on the Christian side, I'm on the creator side, okay? And we talk and we talk and we talk. And it's like, I don't know. I see that both of us are semi-right. Well, both of us understandings is helping us. It doesn't matter that one of us believes that Jesus is half God. I guess is what he puts it. He's half man, half God. And then you have me who's like creator. Straight creator. Right. And then we kind of talk about the Bible a lot, and he talks about the Bible a lot. And I was wrong. We kind of got on the subject of Cain and Abel, and he told me that Abel was the one who had he did the lamb. He got the lamb. And I talked about Cain and Abel, and I had it backwards. But what I do in life is I'm the devil. Therefore, I'm the advocate. I see both sides. Therefore, I have to take both sides. I have to defend both sides. I have to see what both sides came through with what the actions that they produced. And so I talked about it probably 4 or 5 talks ago about Cain and Abel, and I thought Abel was the one who created, was the fruit guy of the plants. And And I kind of came to the conclusion that, like, it took so much work of the land, like a lot of fucking sweat, a lot of time to produce, vegetables or fruit of the land. And then when he was like, no, he said Abel was the one who did the lamb. And I was like, fuck. No wonder why he was pissed. No wonder why Cain was pissed. Because now I see it on both sides. I see Abel, if he raised cattle, you still got to kind of take care of them and keep them in corral and keep them safe. And then you kill the first one or the best one, the fattest one, or whatever you want to do. The best of your flock, right? And then you present that to God as your sacrifice. Give him 10%. You give him the first of your offspring. And whatever. That takes time, it takes attention, it takes focus, whatever. And then you have Cain, who did the same thing. Sweat of the brow. He actually did the punishment that his mom and dad got, or the dad got, Adam got, where he has to sweat at the brow to eat. And so, I was like, I could see where, like, I kind of had to switch ideas, but now it's like, I see it where, like, Cain would be pissed. Like, dude, I just did all this. I spent however long it takes to germinate and till the land, water it, get all the weeds out of it. And then I presented that to God, and it wasn't good enough. And whatever. So I could see where Cain was like, that was his idea. Well, he was, I don't know what the best. There's not really. I don't get what, like, in my understanding, like, with crops, like, how do you have the best? Like, all crops are the same. Like, as long as they're healthy, like, they're healthy. And so, like, it almost, to me, is like, Cain didn't have a chance. And it's almost like God picked favorites. Right? And if this book is true. And so I could see where Cain was pissed and jealous. But the whole point was that act of jealousy. It wasn't the fact that what he gave is like, he probably presented that going, well, this is all I got, and Abel, my brother, his shit's better already. But I'm the one feeding, the animals to make it grow. And there could be a lot of things in it where he just got jealous, and his stuff was accepted. Where if he just would have said, what do you want me to do, bro? Like, why am I not good enough? Like, what is it? Then maybe, God would have been okay with that. And maybe that was it. But I don't know. I don't really know the fact behind it other than jealousy. But you look at life in this way where we can look at humans and be like, we can look at our brothers, we can look at our sisters, we can look at friends and be like, I don't get it. I've done this. And then we compare each other. And maybe it's that comparing itself is that death, is that sin. And I think it is. Because it's like, if you compare yourself to someone else, you're always going to fall short. Always. And it starts a whole bunch of a lot of stuff. And it's like, it's nothing but certain death. Because in your mind, you're already less than. And I've talked about this a long time ago about what comparing yourself to somebody else does. And it's always causing you to be less than at the beginning. The moment that you compare yourself to anyone, you're less than. In your own mind. I don't think there's ever a positive, ever. I don't think there can be. And it's like, when you understand that concept, to me, it makes perfect sense. It's like, if I ever compare myself to anyone, like, I'm losing. I'm the loser. I'm the weak one. And there's nothing that can be good from that. Nothing. Because they're not me, and I'm not them. Like, in any aspect, ever. From day one, I came out of a different womb. They came out of a different womb. They came out at a different time. I came out of a different time. Like, we cannot be the same. And to think and compare is literally just straight fucking ignorance. Because you can't compare two different existences. Like, it doesn't matter. At no point in time is there a scale that will be equal or even comparable. Like, there's none. So the act of comparison itself is literally insanity. It's fucking stupid. And then we have a money system that creates comparison. We have Instagram. We have all this which is all internet stuff is marketing. All the money system is marketing, and then they work on your insecurities. They make you compare yourself to every other person, and then you fall into the trap of a sheep. It's very brilliant, but it's because you're stupid. It's because we are stupid, and we were grown into it. We're born into this comparison, right? Like, we want to be better than our parents. We want to we compare ourselves to our brothers and sisters, and her and him, and those relationships, and those husbands and wives, and all we do. When it's like, no, if you literally just live in the now, and you focus on you, and you focus on your partners and your kids, what you have created, you don't have to compare to anybody else, and you do the best that it is that you can do, and you can be happy in that. But the moment that you start to compare, like I said, you're less than. Like, you're straight less than. You can't win from that. So the moment that you just stop fucking listening to anyone outside of you, literally, and start trusting your feelings and giving yourself time to... I know, this guy that I talked to, like, he says he's super analytical. He needs something tangible. He said he had a big whiteboard that he does everything on. I was like, that's fucking fire, bro. Like, you're working this shit out on a whiteboard. I use my brain. I don't use a whiteboard. I just remember. And then I can pride and ego check myself when I know that I'm wrong, right? And reevaluate it. Because they're gonna be wrong. But the only thing is, like, I want to look at both sides. I want to figure out why both sides did what they did. Because if you only look at one side, that's ignorant. If you only read the Bible, that's fucking ignorant. If you, I guess. It's a delusion itself. It's not ignorant, I guess. It's kind of like... So me and him kind of got on the... So when I saw him, it was one night after I got my tattoos, the Hopies. And so I told him, I said, I got 2 new tattoos, I got Hope on it. And I was like, as we kind of talked, I was like, for me, what it sounds like is this world... Because we talked about a lot of stuff, dude. And it's like, this world is so bad. Like, literally. Like, it's a cesspool. And we are just straight degenerates. And it's like, how do we even make it? Like, how does anyone fucking make it? Because, like, if you didn't have any hope that it could get better, or that you're gonna get out of it, or that you're gonna be happy one day, like, what is the point? Like, everyone would just be committing suicide. Everyone would just give up. And so I see the point where it's like people latch on to this Bible or any other religion in this hope of an external source that's going to save them from their problems. And I'm okay with that. I really am. If it gets you through this greatest test, like, it gets you through. And I believe in the Creator. And He helps me and He gets me through. But I'm here to go, He's not doing everything for you. He's not. Because that's part of the test. It's up to you. And that every action that you do take, literally, you get repercussions for. Everyone. That's love. That's free will. And if He does anything, if He controls you, that's not free will. That's not love. And He's God. He is love. And real love, which is free will, which is unconditional love. Loves you in every act that it is that you do. And there are real repercussions based on this system, because this is a system of one thing, and then there is a bigger system over all things. And the only thing I could say that would help you kind of understand that would be a video game. Where you can act a certain way in a video game. In the video game, there is real repercussions in that realm of existence. And then when you step back into the person playing the video game, there's other rules. And the rules in the game don't implement the rules. They do affect some stuff in the outer one, but it's not on the scale of good and evil as we think it is here. Because it's only a fucking game. We are only in a game. Now down here, these rules are fucking real. Like, the repercussions are real here. And being that this is all that we technically know based on the understanding of existence that we have, because we were born into it and our brains were wiped on the existence above this is real. So therefore, you have to abide by the rules that are implemented in this area now. And if you do things now, there's real repercussions. You can go to jail, you can go to prison, whatever, death penalty, whatever. There's a lot. I mean, it's real. It's as real as real gets. However, Game Genie is a real thing. Being a master coder is a real thing. Understanding the Matrix is a thing, and understanding that you can code that yourself is a thing. Understanding who you are, because you're a co-creator in this existence. Therefore, like, I would say that you're a co-writer, because you are writing. You're actually writing your own code every single day, and the code that you're writing is projecting you in this world, right? And as others perceive you, and as you perceive others. And me and another kid talked about this. Well, like, as I started taking my journey, we literally talked about this. Like, if you walk around, I went and got my hair cut, and we kind of was talking. Me and this girl was talking about. I was like, I told her, I was like, someone told me I had a mean resting bitch face, and I was like, I know I do. And I kind of came to the conclusion, like, it's growing up, I wanted people to stay away from me. Therefore, subconsciously, I look mean to push people away, right? So I don't look approachable, even though fucking people always approach me anyways. But I would have a mean looking face. But like, once you speak or open, like, I'm good. Maybe I'm not smiling all the time, but some of that is insecurities with my teeth or something like that as well. And I just didn't smile growing up because I was insecure about my teeth too. And then she said she said people said that she looked sad sometimes. Like, and I was like, well, I asked her, I was like, are you sad? And she wouldn't even answer that. I felt bad because I was like, I just told her, I said, if you feel sad, call me, and then I'll give you my resting bitch face, and I'll make you not sad. Because I've never really seen her look sad, but it's because when we're together, like, we're always giggling, we're always laughing, we're always having fun, good conversations, and she's one of my favorite people, and she's hilarious. She makes me laugh, and she's adorable. She's just good people, and so whatever. That's my purpose here, is to help people, and actually to break them a little bit, to get them to open up about their own stuff so they can hear it for themselves and then work on it on their own, and then let them know that someone's there. I'm there. I will listen. I'll be there. I'll do whatever it is that is needed to help you, because it sucks on your own. But so we were kind of talking about that, and resting bitch face, and it's like, I know I kind of have one, and but it's like, I look back and it's like, it was programmed in me to be that way because I wanted people to stay away from me, because I was afraid of abandonment, and therefore I just couldn't let you in, because then if you come in, then you're going to abandon me at some point, because I'm not worthy in my mind, and then when you leave me, it's just going to reaffirm the fact that I'm not worth anything, because otherwise you would have stayed. And so at some point I fell off and I wasn't worth it to you. But whatever, that was that. Whatever. I'm tired. this is why like talking to me is so crazy, and this is why like I would like to get back at talking every day, but it's so much work, man. Like people, and I kind of had a little conversation with the guy the other day, and he's like, man, we're kind of doing a little bit of business together. He's like, well, he's like, I understand that, but like, I want to get this job done at some point. I was like, yeah, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. I was like, but like, if I don't go play, if I don't go do these things, like, I'm gonna turn into something that you don't fucking want. And I was like, it's not good. I was like, if I don't go take care of myself, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like Cody. Because I'm a fucking monster. Like, you've never seen me that way. Let's kind of keep it that way. Because if I go to work all the time, which I need to, kind of, sort of, because I'm stuck in this fucking money system, and I was like, dude, it's gonna be a fucking problem. Because I'm a monster, just so you know. So it kind of just depends on you. It's like, what do you want? And it's like, at the end of the day, like, I'm at the verge of, like, I don't give a fuck. This works out because it works out. But I've done my time with people controlling me. And therefore, I get it. I want to help you as much as I can, but at the end of the day, like, this time is mine. I went through life focusing on everyone outside of myself. I was like, I'm not doing that now. Call me a monster. Call me a dick. Call me a narcissist. Call me whatever. Like, I can't. I can't. I won't. It's like the most important person in my life right now is me. End of discussion. End of discussion. Number one, because you don't even understand. You think that you know who I am, and you don't. And I was like, and I told him, I was like, I'm trying to open up to you. I'm trying to communicate. But I said, I can't even, I can't. I cannot even explain what I've gone through and what I'm doing. Like, you have no idea. If you see me 1 hour a day, like, that's fucking a drop in the bucket of existence. If you was with me in my mind all day, every day for the last year and a half, 2 years, I would say, you know what? You have a foot to stand on. If you had to go through a battle of shit that I've had to battle alone since I was little till now, I'd give you some weight. But you don't. I know you have to battle your own stuff, but I was like, in this time right now, man, I can't. I'm doing the best that I can, bro. I was like, but I know what I've done was before, and now I'm even more of a monster. Because I love myself. And I'm going to defend myself. Well, before I would shy away and be a coward and a sheep. Now, it's more of like if I get pissed now, there will be a problem. Because I'm going to end it right then. And I'm going to say shit, I'm going to do stuff that I can't take back. And I'll burn whatever bridges I need, because it's needed. And I understand that that's just who I am now. Because I don't have another chance. I should be dead. I was gifted one more chance, and this was the last one, to change. And a lot of that's because of the purpose that I have and whom I am. And it had to be that way. And there's no going back. Because I have to do things that are so extreme that the repercussions are so fucking real, because it's the only way that's going to push me. Because I'm lazy as fuck. And not really lazy, I'm just lazy in like me. I was lazy in myself in the past, where it's like, I can just make it, I'm fine. Because I didn't have to do anything, I was just smarter. I just understood the system, like even in the layman's and whatever. Like everything is just simple to me. It's an act, and to every human being, it literally, like if you was to start to look at your life, everything is technically an act. Now you could say, well, I had to study 24 hours for this test, or I had to do this. I was like, no, I get it, but it's simple. You just have to do what it is that you have to do to get it done. And that's a pride and ego check for me, because now it's like, well, I gotta go do what it takes to do to get it done. And that kind of pisses me off, but not really. I kind of know I just need to just fucking blast this house out and be done with it, and just walk away and just never fucking return. And that's just kind of a lot of things in my life. It's like I just need to just get shit done and be done with it forever, and just fucking walk away. And yeah, it looks like I'm a dick, it looks like I'm this and that, but it's like, this is part of my old life. I love you, but it's like my future is with me and somewhere else. My greatness is there, not here. My purpose is there, not fixing shit in a little house. And I'm not talking shit about people, carpenters, all this stuff, but you are needed. But I've done my time. I'm done. I'm done with that shit. It means nothing to me. It's pointless to me. Literally. Literally pointless to me. It doesn't breathe. It doesn't have repercussions. It doesn't affect other people's lives in the sense. I mean, it does, I guess, but not as another human that can continue to have lineage and stuff like that, right? And so for me, it's like interaction with humans is important, not less interactions. And if I'm not creating and doing something that makes me happy, what's the point? Like literally. I and what's so crazy is like the only reason why I can say this and it even makes any logical sense and I can justify it is because I look back at my life and it's like this. I don't have a lot of happy time. Maybe playing video games with my buddy, or being in the moment with my friends, and like in the snowboarding. Like, yeah, those are fun things. Even working. But when working with people, like while we working at Lowe's with my buddies, and like working at Food Lion, like giggling, laughing, man, joking, like having fun, like that made it worth me being there. But when I'm by myself, like there's no impact on the world. And if I'm here for others, as long for myself, it's like my mind has shifted. And it's like, if I took a year and a half, and especially a year for 365 days, and giving myself time to fix my problems and to look at them again and make them real and live them and cry and be pissed and angry and go through all those emotions again and relive all the experiences again, like it's for a reason. And it's a reason to help other people do the same thing that I did so they can get past it, you know? So they can be done with it, and they can right their wrongs for themselves, and then start to enjoy life. What we're here to do, enjoy it, not suffer. Like that makes zero fucking sense. And that's kind of why I constantly get hung up. What all these Christians always talk about sacrifice for you. I'm like, but that makes zero sense. It just makes zero sense to me. There's one thing to give somebody something, but why would someone need to sacrifice themselves for you? That doesn't make any this is the point. So the act of sacrifice means nothing. Like literally. Like if there was this half man, half God. And what's so funny is, this is what's hilarious. You got the Christians that go, no, the Greeks are fucking wrong. That's paganism. That's wrong. That Hercules' dad was a god, and then his mom was a human. Like that's fallacy. But then they believe that their god is half man, half god. I'm like, do you not understand like the logic in your head? It makes zero sense. I could see him being a man, or maybe all of them are real, and maybe all of them are half gods. I don't know. But this can't be. We can't pick and choose and then say one person's right and one person's wrong. Like, because if the deities or the ideas itself bring people hope, then maybe it is what it is. It's hope. And if that hope gets you along, then that hope gets you along. Right? Maybe? I don't know. I mean, and then the only penalty would be the idea of you either going to heaven or you burning in the fiery pits of hell. And then, in that instance, nobody knows. Because you don't know until you're dead. And then even then, you don't go straight to hell or you don't go straight to heaven. Again, well, it depends on the way you perceive the Bible, but whatever. That's what I'm saying. Everything is just based on everyone else's interpretation. And all I'm saying is, like, fucking have hope and whatever gives you hope. Be a good human being. But in order to be a good human being, like, evidently the bad human beings have to have real repercussions. And it seems like a lot of them aren't having real repercussions. And I talked to this dude about that. Where it's like, everyone always just talks about, like, it just seems like the bad people get away with everything. And he started telling me these fucking stories, dude, of these people. When he was growing up, man, like, he's like, I don't understand. Like, they just didn't think the same. They had zero moral compass. And I'm like, dude, I don't get it either, bro. I was like, I've had a moral compass ever since I was little. And it was just, like, ingrained on me. And, like, to not do certain things. But then again, like, I justify a lot of stuff that I do. And, but, you know, I never infringe on someone's free will. I try not to. You know, I've tried my whole life to not infringe on someone's free will. It was just ingrained on me not to trick or manipulate or lie. And to always have good intentions, even though sometimes my good intentions doesn't match up, right? And I'm trying to work on that. And like I said, intentions are, I could have the best intentions in the world, but like intent. It means it's in a tent that the other person can't see. So whatever I do intend, it's in my own tent that I put it in there, and the other person can't see my intent. They don't know. It's kind of like I went and helped this restaurant, man. And when I read, they wrote a post, and they're like, we don't know why. Maybe it was for free food, why he helped, why you helped, or this or that. And I was like, to me, when I read it, I was like, there it is right there. Like, I could have any intention in the world, but you don't fucking know. And like, that kind of hurts me a little bit, because it's like, then evidently you don't even know who I am, or you're just pretending to not know who I am. Or, I don't know. Like, and it hurts me, because it's like, no, I helped you because that's whom I am. I would have been there in 10 minutes no matter what. And I'm kind of that way always. With anyone who calls me and asks for help, I'm there. And it hurt me a little bit, because it's like, man, fuck, like, there's no telling what these people think about me. And it shouldn't matter, but the statement itself there, when I read it, it's like, maybe it was the free food, maybe it was this. I'm like, it's like, whatever. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Because it doesn't matter what my intent is. Someone else is going to perceive me as something that I'm not. And I have zero control over that. Zero. And it really fucking hurts me. But then again, it's like at the same time, whatever, fuck it. Have fun. I'm not in control of the way you perceive me. I will say, yeah, I'm selfish as fuck right now. I have to be. Because no one else is here for me. No one else is calling me, checking on me. So like I said, and I talked to my buddy. I was like, I've had maybe 6 people call and check on me, literally. Literally. In the last 2 years. So when I talk to people and they're like, no, we love you and all this stuff, I'm like, I get it, I guess. Maybe I'm pushing people back still by the way I'm living, by just being myself and just not. I'm not asking for help, but it's like I don't perceive that you could help me. Like, what are you gonna help me with? I formed a life having to take care of myself, having to fill my own emotional needs, having to be my own safety and security. So how can you help me? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm a hard human being. Very hard. And I understand, as I go out in this world, I understand that when I talk to and approach people, I have to assume that they're the same as me. Therefore, that is why I give them time. That is why I push them. That is why I do fucking reach out over and over and over again. Even when I don't get a fucking response. I try until I cannot try no more. Until I just get too fucking tired. And it's very demoralizing. It's like, dude, I don't know. All I want to do is help. If you need someone to talk to, if you don't, whatever, I'm just reaching out, whatever. Fuck it. I get you're not going to take it. But you're not alone. And I don't care. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But I do not like... I don't mind being judged. It's fine. But it's like... the actions of other people, like... they do cause me to do other actions too. Like, they come with real repercussions. If you think that I'm doing something for free, I'm not coming back. Like, the moment that you say you're doing something for something free, I'm never coming back. I can't. You assume that I want something free from you, I'm not coming back. It just is what it is. As much as I want to go back, I mean, I'll probably go back, but I'm never going to accept anything free from you ever fucking again. Call me prideful, but it's like, that's not. It's not who I am. And if you think that of me, then it is what it is. It does hurt me. Because you're comparing me to other people. Based on your previous experience. And that's fine, I guess. Because maybe I do that as well. So maybe that's just a reflection of the hurt of humans. Always wanting something in return. And it's like, the one thing that I do is try and be different. Where it's like, I don't want anything in return. Like, I don't. Other than maybe your attention and time. And even then, if you don't give it to me, it is what it is. The act of what I've done was for that. The act of. For free. Or, I mean, even if I got paid. But it's like the act, it's only that act itself. maybe in the moment I can get butthurt or something or upset, but in all reality, it's like that was just a stupid expectation that I imagined the expectation I had. But if at the end of the day, it's like I would have done the act for anyone who called and asked for help. So that's who Cody is a helper. And Cody still has weight in this body. You know, IVEA is something different. He's more dominant. She, actually. But she's a he, and he's a she. They're both. It's masculine and feminine. It's just a better version of me. But he's more extreme in every aspect, too. But his knowledge is greater. So the knowledge of man is not the knowledge of IVEA. Iva. Whatever you want to call it. I don't care. Divine. But yeah, I mean, it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks, man. I just hate to be like that statement itself. Like it hurt me to the core, man. Like I don't know whether it was for free food or this, and I was like, man, really? I was like, did I ask for? Well, I mean, I guess we kind of talked about it. I was like, I would have done this for free. I don't really care. Because we were joking. She kind of asked me a question. She's like, well, you give me a bill or something like that for insurance. I was like, no, I mean, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I was like, I'll do the job for free before I do something like that. I'm not gonna do it. And we just kind of joked about it. It's like, you can just give me free food or something. I don't care. And so maybe that's kind of where it came from, I guess. But at the end of the day, it's like, I just don't care. You give me whatever you want. I'm kind of come help you. And maybe that's where it kind of got twisted there. Because I don't care. I don't care about money per se. Like, I really don't. Like, ever since I was little, it just made fucking zero sense. Like, when my mom needed money, I just give her whatever I had. I don't give a shit. Didn't fucking matter. She needed money, give it to her. I go to work. That's what I did. I was a worker. And I mean, a lot of it's my fault, I guess, because people don't know whom I am. And I am something that they see, maybe a ghost or a shadow or this mysterious human. And I am. But it's like, but I've never really had anyone I felt comfortable enough to even sit down and try and decipher whom I am to them. Because everything to me is regular. So all my thoughts, all my ways of existence, to me, is just is. And so when I'm trying to explain like my ideas and things, and like I just watch people and they don't fucking understand, I'm like, well, how am I? Like, I can't. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. So me and this dude talked, and I was like, dude, I was doing art one day and I was shaking and stuff, and I was kind of like rocking back and forth. And I told him, I was like, I've shook. I have so much energy in my body since I was little, and I've just always held it back. I was like, but when I feel the most comfortable, like I'm moving, flexing, like in this, it's actually a nasty feeling, but it feels good at the same time. It's kind of both. It's almost a pain or a burn, or I'm trying to think what it would be. It's almost like an anxiety, but good and bad at the same time. It's on the line of very uncomfortable, maybe sickening to the stomach. This is my energy all the time. And so when I don't flex and move and all this shit, like it's at the verge of like I'm fixing to flip the fuck out, and I'm happy because it feels good, because I like it, because it's regular, but it's nasty. Like, this is my life always. And I don't know how I don't fucking flip out on people. I really don't. Because it's like, it's that. Always. It's always that. And so I was kind of talking to him about it. I was sitting there one night and I was doing art or something, and I was rocking back and forth or something. I'm moving. And it went me back through a bunch of scenarios watching people. where they would go into these self-soothing things. Whether they're rocking, rubbing their legs, all kinds of, whatever. The kids in like the special classes that would always rock back and forth, or like people with Down syndrome, or people like autistic people that rock back and forth. And I'm like, dude, I had this idea. I was like, when I do those acts, dude, I am fucking safe. It's a pattern. It's like a motion that I feel comfortable in, like that vibration, that dance. It's almost like a dance, like you're bouncing with the beat, and it just is, and you're safe in it because you understand the pattern. And it's like, I find safety in patterns because I know what's coming next. And fear itself is the unknown. Like a lot of times, that's where your fear comes from, is the unknown. So I told him, I was like, why? I was like, these kids are autistic kids, like they're in their own world, dude. They're always happy or something. They're just fine until they're not. But it's like, when does autistic people, when does Down syndrome people, when does anyone get frustrated and flip out? When they're trying to communicate. And I was like, light bulb, maybe these autistic kids and anyone with anything they're in their own bliss. Like literally, they don't have any fucking worries. They're in their own world. They're in their own existence. They're in their own imagination, living whatever it is existence they want to live. But when do they get pissed off? When they're trying to communicate to us and we can't fucking understand them, and then they can't get the words out to get what they need. I'm like, maybe they're way above us. And in my head, in my mind, I'm like, those kids are fucking living the dream. 99.9% of the time, except when they're trying to communicate with our dumbasses. To get what they need. To get what they want. And they cannot communicate with us. Yeah, it's fucking frustrating. Yeah, they're gonna be fucking pissed. I'm pissed too. I mean, I had a conversation. Like I said, I had kind of a little bit of conversation with the guy, and we kind of talked for a little bit. And I was trying to fucking explain to him. I was just trying my best. I'm like, dude, I can't fucking explain this to you. Like, whatever it is that I say, like, it doesn't fucking even explain it. I was like, I'm trying my best here, dude. Like, I'm literally trying to explain my feelings to you and what's going on, but the words don't fucking compute. They don't compute. And anything that it is that I say, it's not enough. And it doesn't convey to you the reality of what I'm in. I can catch the sense, I can feel your energy where you do have compassion for me and you do have empathy for me, but you don't fucking understand. And you won't, and you can't. And it's like everything in my being is like trying to be civil in a situation that doesn't even need to be not civil, but it's like trying to just explain to get him to understand, where it's like at least we're on a halfway same page and it just doesn't compute. It's like, because I can feel your energy. I know, and I can perceive everything. I can see your demeanor, and it's like, I get it. I get you have compassion. I get you have empathy. But that doesn't make it okay. Like, you're only okay because it's empathy and compassion, and because you kind of need me. It's like, I love you, man, but it's like, fuck. I'll go do something else. I'll go flip fucking burgers, bro. I don't know. I'll do whatever it is that I gotta do. And I'm frustrated. I don't know the answer. And a lot of it is like denying yourself. That's the shitty part of the journey that I'm in now. Is I know I can go get money and go work all the fucking time and get everything I need but it's like, but then I start denying myself. Again, I'm physically getting sick right now thinking about that. Going against everything that I've worked for the last year and a half, 2 years. All that time that I gave myself. And then just denying and selling my soul to become a sheep again. Fuck that. Fuck that. If that's the case, then I'm done. If that's what it takes, then fuck it. Peace. See you on the flip side. That's just how shitty it is. This is how much it doesn't fucking make sense. And maybe that's the answer, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I guess in the one avenue it could. All these obstacles, they look and see through. Don't let the anger out, just let it feed you. I'll see you at the top, just let me teach you. Yeah, I'ma be a high roller. Move forward in the battle like soldier. In the game like closer. I'll be at the top of the chain straight owner. But not really. Not if you love yourself. It doesn't make sense. I can see the avenue. I can even see the dumbass self-sacrifice idea. But that's fucking stupid. It doesn't make sense. It actually makes me sick to my stomach. To even think that would be an idea. That actually kind of logically makes sense. But whatever, man. Today was cool. Well, it's kind of weird, man. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand. And that's kind of what I was trying to explain to him. I'm like, dude, I fucking wake up in the middle of the night and shit happens. And I got to deal with this shit. I got to deal with that. Like, you don't fucking understand. Like, the shit that I go through, like, no one understands. And everything is like a weird pride ego battle or self-acceptance. And then trying to live multiple lives, really. Fit in with the world. Fit in with the wants and desires of other people, and it's so fucking frustrating, man. It's so frustrating where it's just like, I just need, where it's like the one option that's making more and more sense is like, fuck everyone, sell everything I have, and fucking leave. Just get a new phone. Get rid of my number. Everyone in my existence that I've known before, peace, and fucking go start somewhere new. And maybe, honestly, that could be a very viable option in the future that I may not even have control over. Just because of whom I am. And the influence that I have. And the energy that I have. Which is unresistible. But, and if that's the case, dude, I fucking hope. That's easy, man. Come pick me up, man. Take my ass away. See ya. Fuck. I'm ready to go. I'm ready for new. And it's like, it's very frustrating because it's like, I just, it just doesn't. It's almost like I'm already tainted here. I'm already something that I'm not to people. and I am, because I act a certain way based on me understanding them and what they perceive me as. And when it's like the newer people that I meet, like I'm me. And so like anyone from my past is like I'm breaking into it better, like it's getting better. Where it's like, especially like some of my buddies, like I'm the new Cody or the new IVEA is with them now when I'm with them. But sometimes things that bring me to the past or make me act a certain way or reserve myself a certain way. And a lot of that's frustrating because it's like the greatness of whom I am just takes time, and the money itself takes time, and all the work that I've done, all the art that I've created, all the things that I've created, all the time that I give myself, and all these things, tangible items and stuff. It's like it takes time, and then I got to figure out how to market it and all that bullshit, and then to get tangible money for it, and then to pay other shit. And it's not that I need much money, I don't. But to pay some of this old stuff, and then like the way I'm living now, it's like all my time is dedicated to myself, and then a little bit of time is dedicated to work, and to have that influence for money. Whereas I just sold all my tangible items now, I'd be good for a while. I wouldn't have to worry about nothing, you know. Maybe that's okay. Maybe that's what I gotta do, man. Fuck it, sell everything. And I think so, man. I honestly think so. Because then it frees me up. And it's so funny because I watch myself talking to these humans, and I got told this guy, I was like, dude, I'm gone. Like one of these days, I'm gonna be gone. And it's like I don't understand why people don't fucking believe me. Like I tell you. I literally fucking tell you. And I guess you think I'm lying. And then when I leave you, I'm the fucking bad guy. I'm like, no, I fucking told you. I literally told you over and over and over again. I'm leaving. I'm gone. I'm not coming back. Prepare yourself. Don't be pissed off at me because I'm not fucking coming back when I've told you. What do you want from me? I told you the truth. Can't help it you don't believe. I look at Jesus that way. I'm like, you know, Yahushua, whatever you want to call him. It's the same thing in his hometown. Like whether the story's true or not true, which what he did is true. He didn't self-sacrifice himself. Okay? That was the repercussions of his actions. He didn't sacrifice himself. That was the outcome of what he did. And to look at it any other way is fucking retarded. It's slow. It built religions. It's killed thousands, hundreds of thousands of people on the suffering idea of human sacrifice. Ignorant as hell. Stupid. It's control. He stood up. He was coming to show that there was another way, the right way to live, the way to use the body, the way to heal, the way to do miracles, the way to create whatever it is that you wanted, to have a better life, to walk around perfect. With a simple perception change. How to take control of yourself and not follow man and man's laws. There's a huge difference between following God and then following man's laws, so-called inspired by God. Okay? And That's kind of very slim line, though. It's like this. Man, it's very difficult. I guess you would say the same thing with Jesus or Yahusha. Well, he was following the laws of God, but he wasn't governed by man. However, man governed the earth in the place that he was at. And then those laws that governed the land is what was used against him, even though he was abiding to the laws of God. And since God gives free will to all man, and then with the systems of power, money, and all this stuff, that's who governs the land. And God could have saved him, but that was part of the test. That was part of the thing. It's like, you have to stand up and do these things, and there's real repercussions for that. It's not a sacrifice. It is the outcome of. It's not self-sacrifice. It's stand up for what you do. There could be repercussions for said action. You don't really know. You could have it. You could kind of know, I guess. You could be smart enough to understand. Like, you know the outcome. But it's not a self-sacrifice itself. It's just, I'm doing this act, and this is kind of the repercussion of. It sucks. But in order to fulfill my purpose, I have to save everything. I have to make sure I do every action. And then the repercussions of those actions come. To show you the way, man. Big brother showing you the way, and you guys just didn't even listen. Didn't even listen. And they still don't. Still don't. You don't even have a clue. And then I look at what I'm doing, I'm like, well, fuck, you guys don't have a clue. You guys don't even understand shit. You don't understand nothing. Except ones and zeros. What you think with decimal signs. And what she looks like, what he looks like, what he has, and what she has. Now, you don't have those things. Now, if you want to be loved and admired, then you got to have those things because they have those things. You got to have a bank account with this much money. You got to drive this car. And that shit's great. It's cool. Sweet. It's part of life. But it's not everything. And it should not shake your morals for it. You shouldn't rob and steal and lie for it. You know what's funny? Everything just makes me laugh. Because, like, in my head, like, someone sleeping their way to the top makes fucking sense. Like, two consenting adults like doing using the advantage of each other. Like, that's more true and right than stealing and lying. And that's with the concept of cheating too. Because, like, I get that a lot of times there's cheating people. That's just another aspect. But the act itself of you using each other equally, give and take, is more right than so much stuff. Like, and it makes me laugh because we look down on it. But the only reason why we look down on it is because then people have this weird sense of morals. And I'm talking about morals here, where it's like they do all this other shit. They cheat on their husbands and wives, or they steal, or they lie, or they cheat. But then the act of someone else using their body and just having sex, which is yours, and someone's weak and whatever, or vice versa, you guys agree upon and you guys sleep your way to the top or whatever it is, it's not, I don't think anything wrong with it. Have fun. You guys are agreeing upon it, as long as you're not tricking or manipulating somebody. And you kind of, not really, you kind of are, but not really. I don't know, you're using weak, every instance would be different. But it's an equal exchange with consenting adults. It's always equal exchange with consenting adults. And therefore it's like someone's exchanging their body usage for advances. Like, that is the unspoken agreement. Like, and to me that makes sense. It's like no one's really getting cheated there. One person's getting his dick sucked and whatever else, getting his rocks off. And then some, or maybe it's the other way around. And someone's pleasure is getting needed. Or her advances are getting needed. His advances are getting needed. Like, to me that makes fucking sense. Like, have fun. And it's like, to each his own. It doesn't mean that they're not married or whatever. I don't know. There's other stipulations in that, right? And then there goes the whole cheating thing, where it's like, I don't want to cheat on nobody because I don't want to hurt that other person. It's not about whether it's right or wrong. It's you're hurting the other person that you're supposed to love or that you set a vow to. Like, that just makes you a shitty person. Like, literally. And so a lot of this stuff that I look at, it's like, it's not about someone else setting a rule set on me. It's like, I set my own rules. It's like, if I just don't want to hurt people, and maybe I do, and that's what I said, I look at it and I'm like, I'm trying to like justify, like, well, now I gotta go take care of this dude's shit. I don't want to hurt him per se. He's helping me, but it's like at the same time, it's like, fuck. Now, then I'm hurting myself. And then it rolls me back into kind of people pleasing, but then I gotta find balance within that, right? Just for a little bit longer. Just so I can help him finish his shit, as long as... But it does hurt me. Especially in times that I really gotta go take care of myself. Like, otherwise I'm gonna fucking flip out. And just hope no one's in the wake of that. Or someone doesn't push me to the point where I can't contain it. And I'm very good at containing it. But that also means that the one breaking point time, it's a shit show. So I don't know, man. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I got a lot of stuff I got to do. I just gotta finish this house. I just gotta spend time on it. But it's frustrating, man, because like I told him the other day, I was like, dude, I'm not fucking staying over here 14 hours. I was like, I can knock this shit out quick. I can. I don't want to do it. You know, maybe there's some days I'll stay there long. Maybe there's some days I won't. But it's like, the whole point is like, you don't understand like what I'm sacrificing to come do your shit. So therefore, it's not even monetary issue. And I think it would be one thing if money was my highest interest, and it should be, I guess, in some kind of sense. But it's not. It's not. And that's where it's like the battling of two realities. The man reality of money and the function around that, and then the reality of my worth alone is not worth a monetary thing. It's worth everything. And well, money in that reality is fake. Or less than, or just what it is. An expression of worth. Based on this other fucking reality. And that's like, I gotta merge the two. I mean, that's really the answer, is merging the two. But even then, still understanding the money system is fixing to change. In all instances. And kind of like waiting that kind of avenue. Because it could be years from now, not just quick. I don't know, who knows? It really just depends on how they implement it. And I think it's sooner. I think it's actually already changed, but they haven't rolled it out yet. But we're waiting for that one event, because it's based on events. It's not based on anything else other than events, an event. When they halt everything, when everything gets halted. And being that it's winter, it could be now, it could be soon. Usually winter is the best time for something like that to happen. However, they don't control the weather completely. They have some control, but they're not. They can't mass control it. Because nature itself is still kind of in control. And then God himself is as well. So, I don't know, man. It's very tiring. It's very frustrating to me. Because then I'm still kind of in this real existence of bubble. And then it's like, trying to just do the best that I can do. And be patient, yet still grow, still push myself, still challenge myself. And, dude, I got some grape juice in here, bro. I need to drink a lot of water, though. But my art's cool, man. I created some fire sandcastles today, bro. I guess they're not castles per se. You know, and a lot of times when I'm doing stuff like that, I'll listen to my talks or I'll listen to music. It just depends. Or I listen to both. Like when I was creating this stuff today, I was listening to two talks of old. And then I started listening to music. And I kind of let the music dictate a lot of things, because depending on the song, like one of the songs was called Sandcastle, one of the songs was called Home. And a lot of times when I'm out there and I'm creating these things, it's from my past. Well, people won't understand this, and this is kind of what I talk about. It's like, I know I'm not from here. I know that this vessel that I'm in now is just the vessel of the time. This is why a lot of times I do kind of feel alone or detached from humans, just because, like, I'm old. I've been here for a long time. I've been on many trips. I come from a different galaxy. I come from a different existence. I'm old, to say the least. And that's a lot. You know, when I kind of talk about, like, when I'm not with humans, I'm constantly gaining knowledge and learning, or remembering, because I'm remembering whom I am. I'm remembering where I'm from. I'm remembering my lives. I'm remembering all these things. And this is where my knowledge comes from. But it's because I'm freeing myself from the matrix itself. I'm freeing myself from restrictions. And I'm allowing myself to relive, refill, re-experience the knowledge of before. Because of the purpose of my time now. And the timeline that I'm on. And the corrections that I need to make. Not just for me, but for man. And the leadership of whom I am. And I laugh, dude. I laugh so fucking hard, dude. I laugh so hard because it's like, you know, I think of, you know, Obama. Like, he literally divided the shit out of the country. Like, and people are so stupid. Like, oh, he's coming to bring change. Yeah, he brought change. He divided. He divided even more. When we are all humans. Well, technically. We're all in human vessels. And, like, we all bleed the same. We all mate the same. We all die the same. And it's even broke down on a scale from that, where it's like, no, there's elites and the slave owners, and then there's slave free, and we are the slavers. And the slave owners are the ones who are making the rules, the laws, the regulations, who control the systems, the money systems, the school systems, the medical systems. And they're all just so crooked, man. And it's all about money. And the Facebooks and the marketing, the TV, the sex, sales, and they're making money off your insecurities, and they're keeping you less than, they're keeping your mind slow, they're keeping you worried about comparing and the Joneses. Like, everything they're doing is actually very brilliant. It's actually very brilliant. Like, I do give them props on that. like it's legit. Actually, I talked to a buddy the other day, and he was talking about, like, starting a business, and I was like, dude, I was like, these humans are so fucking stupid. Like, literally. It's like, it's so easy. It's just, you don't even trick them. You just use their insecurities against them, or the Joneses. Like, that's all you have to do, either one. And then you tell them what they want. Like, you tell them what they want. This is why me and relationships don't work. Because it's like, it's very hard for me, because it's like, I try not tell you what you want. I could, and I can make you believe it, and then make income. I can get you. But that's not love. That's the elite's way of ruling. That's the way, I guess you would say, the devil or Satan or whatever. That's control, hierarchy. Animal kingdom. We're not animals. We are humans. It's not power dynamic. It is a power dynamic because you're giving up your power to someone above you to tell you what to do. Because you're not your own shepherd. So therefore, you always have to have a shepherd. This is what I have a big issue with religion. And this is why I say religion itself is wrong. Because God himself is not your shepherd per se. Because the shepherd tells you what to do. He moves you in the wintertime to other pastures. Because you're too fucking stupid to go there on your own. To take the risk. To venture out on your own to find more food. Because you're a fucking sheep. And this is where I'm at now. It's like, now I'm at this point. I gotta go fucking risk myself. I'm comfortable with myself. I know I'll be fine. But it's like I'm still holding back and not leaping. And it's like a lot of it's, I just need to finish this job so I can do that. So I don't leave him high and dry, and I can pay some whatever and get that shit done. And then take my leave. So I guess it's what I gotta do. I'm not fucking happy about it. That means I gotta work a lot real quick. And it's always frustrating me. But it's not that bad. I'll figure it out. I just need to fucking knock it out real quick and fucking be done. Walk away. Just a fated event. And I knew it was, and I kind of told him. I was like, look, man, I was like, kind of our interaction right now is time-based. Meaning, it's just giving me more time to work on myself to get me to the point where I'm gone. Like, literally, I told him this. And then I'm gone. And it's just allowing divine timing to line up. I didn't say divine timing to him, but allowing timing to get me to the exact time that my launch is. That my spaceship fires off. Like I'm waiting, that I'm getting to there, and that's what kind of you and me are, and we'll help each other until then. And then I'm fucking gone. And that's kind of like gives me the hope to like keep being civil. And not with him, like we don't have an issue, but the frustration is building up, and it's like the frustration of a lot of things building up. And it's like I'm being patient, but it's like it's hard to be patient when you've given everything. And I think and it's just like I don't. One time I just kind of don't care, but then when people like start saying shit, like, and I have to try and defend myself sometimes, I don't have to. But it's like I was like, you don't fucking understand. Like I can't. Like I'm giving myself all the time, and so that's me trying to explain myself to people. Like you don't understand. You only know a percentage of what you think I've done. Well, maybe I post a video every week once that you don't watch. Maybe you see one sandcastle I built. That took me an hour. Maybe you see some sunset pictures that I took. Or me feeding the ducks. But you don't understand the time. You don't understand how many times I've walked around Jericho. You don't understand. And so it's like, it's very frustrating to me. It's like, the amount of work that I've put in is like, it's grand. It's all of it. And it really makes me proud. And then it brings you back to the like, these people won't understand. And you can't even prove to them anything. You don't have to. Because number one, your creator sees you. And then you see you. And that's really all that fucking matters. And then you can go, well, you go help people and they don't see it either. And then they assume that you did it for other alternative motives. And it's like, I get it. But this is why I do everything in the now, too. Because it helps me. 2 years ago, I would have had a lot of alternative motives. But now I can truthfully say that when I do acts in the moment, I'm pretty fucking clean about it. I'm pretty living in the moment and with good intentions of only helping you. Because you asked. Well, before I would say, you know what? No, I had bad intentions. Or more intentions, right? Or maybe this or that. Or getting something out of it. Or getting time. And even in the last moments, like the acts that I did to help someone or just do a job for them, really, it's not even really help because they paid for me. They paid me. Was you asked. And I wanted to. I wanted to help you guys anyways. You guys helped me, I wanted to help you back. And that's it. You get what you give. Even if you didn't even know you really helped me, even though I told you, but maybe you didn't believe it. And honestly, I can't even convey. There's nothing really to convey the amount of help that people's helped me, and so I want to repay them in any way that I can. Especially if it was like just by their presence itself, like by their attention, or the welcomingness, or their non-judgment that I felt or saw. And whatever, man. And to me, like I said, that's why I get proud of myself, because it's like, you know what? It's what that's what it should be with everyone. It's like you just gotta fucking who cares? Because they're never gonna see things your way. um, they're never gonna know your perspective. They're never gonna know your 24/7. You know, they're never gonna know the thoughts unless you was to convey them, and then even then they still can't technically understand them because they haven't lived them. So you can't. It brings me back to you can't compare, and so it's. But like to me, it just gives me peace to understand. It's like, you know, honestly, I'm clean in this. I had no other expectations other than you text me and I came. I wanted to help you. Business is business. Even if things perspired afterwards or something like that, whatever, that's different. And then even then, I got turned into a child or something. But now it's like, as I get further away from it, it's like, it was needed. It let me retrospect and look at myself and see what I was doing wrong, what I've done wrong, what I need to change, what I need to be more aware of next time, how to overcome things, what triggers me, what doesn't trigger me, where to go from here, and kind of what to focus on. It's so crazy. Like every day I get so much more confident in myself, and like I said, a lot of it, dude, this started crazy. It's what's so funny now to think about how this started. Where like it does bring me to the man. Everything is really like bringing me to kind of amorous type of relationships, or open relationships. Really, number one, just because of I know whom I am and the vessel that I'm in, and the energy that I have, and understanding like really. A lot of it is number one, women, and in the variety of them, which is awesome. And then, kind of, just shitty men, like literally, just shitty ass men, and understanding that like. I can treat all these women. I can have multiple women and treat them well, and at least give them the attention, love, and desire that they need, and understand that a lot of these women are independent women. And they need to kind of have a relationship where they're their own separate entity, but then they can still have someone at the same time, you know, to fulfill other needs and stuff, and then we can be intimate with and trust each other and stuff like that. And so that's kind of where I'm laying my understanding, especially with these single moms, where it's like if I can fulfill their needs and let them still be masculine, and then a lot of it is though like if I'm masculine enough, then they can be more feminine and then still kind of be independent, which is part of them, right? And they still need their own independence, and that comes with it. When women become independent, they have to have some type of masculine, because they have to kind of be a different role. And I'm both feminine and masculine, and so I can just flow between both, depending on whom is needed, and then in actions. And so like sex itself, like depending on the woman, I can be masculine with her, or I can be more of a feminine with her, and it just depends on their wants and desires, because ultimately that's what men are for, is to please them in a weird way. I'm trying to think how to word this. As a life bearer, I mean, you got to give them things. You got to give them your seed. You're a giver to women in those things, and so you're ultimately more of a giver. you're supposed to be more of a giver as a male in sexual relationships. But it's equal. It's crazy. It's a weird dynamic. Because being a giver is not negative in those instances. In other instances, when you overgive, that's something different, but not when it comes into sex and stuff like that. Plus, you're kind of leading as the giver. Because you have to be in the lead to give. Because if you're giving from a less than standpoint, then it's not going to be what it needs to be. But you have to be confident in yourself and have abundance to give, because you're filling them up in every aspect. So that's what I do, and whatever. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be. I think that part of me is that, like, I hate to say it as a gift, but it's like part of my purpose is to be something for many. And maybe it's just for an instance, maybe it's just for a time, maybe it's for a short window for each individual, to let them know that there is love out there, and that they should be able to find a partner or a mate that will treat them like I treat them, and they deserve that. They deserve to be accepted as they are, as long as they're growing and they're not dicks, they're not assholes, and that they actually have to, grow and be secure in themselves and be the best version of themselves, and learn how to love and accept love, and learn how to trust, and how to be feminine in areas. Because if they're not feminine, they're not going to attract the masculine. And that's a lot of it. That's what I'm having to grow in, was in my masculine. Because masculine women are going to attract feminine men. And then being that the case with single moms, then a lot of these men that are raised by single moms are going to be less masculine unless they're just straight narcissists. And then even then, the narcissist himself is not a good masculine. It's just a narcissist, like a hardcore narcissist that's very about themselves. And if you really start looking at it, it's like they're not givers. They want what they want to get their rocks off, and you serve them. And that's where this church comes in, where all these masculine men, narcissistic men that use God and the Bible to have submissive women, and then that's why the relationships never grow. This is why your husbands don't go to church with you. This is why, or if they do, then they're just, it's both. It's like where the women are trying to find a husband in God, and they do. Or they look at Jesus and God as their husbands and fathers. It's a fucking weird relationship. I've watched it. It's where they get their emotional needs from God, but they treat him like a husband, and it's like real fantasy based, and which is fine, but it's kind of fucking weird, because it's and then you honestly, you're gonna watch that with single moms and kids and men, or their sons, where they get their emotional needs met by their kids, and it's kind of on the verge of sexualization, where they get what they needed from their husbands, or their husbands that are never home, and then they treat these kids, these boys, as their emotional fulfillment, and it's on the verge of sexuality, and but then that caters to and makes these narcissistic men, because the moms are controlling to get that love or whatever, because they can, and then it creates these mama's boy narcissistic type of men, and then they trauma bond to each other, and it's just a bond that's very, very difficult to break. I trauma bonded with somebody, very fucking difficult to break. So fucking difficult to break. And it clouds your mind, and it's because it's based on compassion and empathy, and love. And like I said, it's my weakness, and that trauma bonds are rough, man. They're very difficult. I actually talked to a guy the other day, and he was talking about he's like going to these men groups. I said, that's cool, dude. I was like, when I went to group therapy, it was awesome. I was like, you gotta watch yourself, especially when there's females in there. I was like, you gotta watch yourself because you would trauma bond to them, and that shit is fucking like fire, literally. Like you get so bonded in the empathy, and it's rough, dude. It's hard to break out of that. It's possible, very possible. But then again, I'm a cycle breaker, and the cycles help me break. But in the cycle, it's fucking death. It's hard. And even then, you still want the best. Even once you break the cycle, you still have that empathy and love for that human, because you can't stop it. You just have to understand that you got to walk away at some point, and you just want the best for them. And I still reach out to people, whatever. And that's like, I literally want the best for you. I love you completely, always. But it's like, I just got clouded in the trauma, and in the empathy, in the compassion, and the equally understanding of the situation that you're in. Like, it's that understanding of each other, and it's very it can work. I honestly think it can work, and those lessons are meant to be, and hopefully I've helped somebody or whatever, and they definitely helped me grow, face a lot of trauma, face a lot of issues, but that's only because I had a retrospect to look at them, and then learn from them, and face them, and go, no, I was wrong, I did this wrong, I was wrong. How do I fix this? How do I become better for the next person? Or for me, really, not even the next person. Just how do I get better so this doesn't happen again, or I don't hurt somebody, or take things too far and push, or be too much, or whatever. Or put people in situations, And it's dude, it sucks. Like, the journey itself is very demoralizing. It really is, but it's only demoralizing if once you realize, like, it's only you. You're the only one doing it to yourself, 90% of the time. And you're getting what you put out. You're getting your instant karma back, or you're getting your instant repercussions out of an action that you make. And it's like no one else is doing it. Now, I mean, sometimes, yeah, like, even if you get in a relationship with someone who's a narcissist, I hate to keep using narcissist because that's just a stupid blanket term of everyone. And this is because, like, in order, it should be like a punk and then a giver, and it's like you're doing negative things too to allow these people to control you. You're allowing these people to hurt you. You're not standing up for yourself, so it's not even their fault per se, other than maybe they're just assholes, and they've never had anyone stand up to them, to the bully, to tell them that they're wrong, and then give them a real repercussion where they have to look at themselves or they don't. But you continue to keep going in there and feeding the fuel to their fire, and you're giving them your stack of wood that you got over time, and then you're not getting able to stack yours up, and you're cold. You're the one freezing. You're the one getting sick, and but it's you're allowing it to happen. And then sometimes the money systems implemented in that, or they were different in the beginning. They tricked you or hoodwinked you, or you were naive, or you thought you could change somebody. And that's the story of my life. It's like I can change you. I can help you. It's like, no, they have to help themselves. They have to want to change. But they have to know that something's wrong, too. They have to understand and get burnt and feel real repercussions, and they may not. Their life may be catered in a way where they always have a safety net or this. And a lot of times it is, because people don't stand up to that. we talked about this too. Like, we talked about the idea of, man, we talked about a lot of stuff. Like, say there's a guy who's always late to work. Like, no one ever says shit to him. But then, like, you're on time all the time, and then you're late one time, and then they call you into the office. It's like kind of that concept. It's like, why the fuck do I get in trouble the one time I'm late, and then this dude's late every day? And the way that this guy kind of worded it to me, he's like, well, maybe they know that that dude's hopeless, and that he's never going to change. But you have a moral compass, and I can get on to you, and you're going to be on time. And I told him, I was like, well, that to me is like fucking manipulation and shit. You know, it's like, I don't even have, you have zero grace with me, but you have all the fucking grace in the world for him because you think he's whatever. I was like, so for me, it's like, you're giving me shit and you're making me feel fucking bad because I was late one day to work, and then the one dude who's late all the time, he gets off free. And it's like, in my head, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Because now you're talking shit to me because I was late one time, or I messed up one time, or I didn't do this one time, and then I get shit talked to. And it's like, that's fucked up, because like, you have zero grace with me, and like, that's just a manipulation tactic. And he's like, well, maybe. He's like, but maybe they think you can change. I'm like, but change what? It was one time I was late. And so, like, in my head, that's what I'm saying. It's like, no, that's why I can instantly see your manipulation. And as long as I'm doing what you're doing, this comes with like kind of a narcissistic idea. It's like, where they learn how to work with you. And as long as you're within that window of, they're still getting what they're okay with getting. But the moment you step out of line, they get on your ass about it. It's like, there's still that weird ass manipulation in there and that trickery. And then that's when you gotta fucking stand up for yourself and go, no. This happened one time. It didn't happen 4 times. It didn't happen 7 times. One time. And I'm already catching shit. And so it's very sly stuff you have to watch with humans. You have to watch it. Because it gets sly, man. It gets sly. But what it has to do with, as long as everyone's getting their needs met, it's okay. But the moment that you don't meet somebody else's needs, that's when that shit happens. And you gotta watch it, because that shows the person's true colors. Like, it shows the person's real colors. And then, like, you gotta reevaluate your relationship with those humans in the moment. And it's very sly, bro. It's very sly, because I watch this with all humans, and I watch this with things that I do. And, to me, it's like, it's helping me get out of my business that I'm in now. Because it brings back light around to where it's like, this is not unconditional love. There's still conditions on it. And it's like, the future that I'm going is like, you're not going to be in my life unless we have unconditional love. It doesn't mean there's not respect there. But there's also going to be a lot of grace there. And understanding that if someone messes up one time, you don't get on their ass because of it. Or if they don't do this, you don't get on their ass because of it. You allow it to happen a couple times, and then you go, well, maybe we need to figure out a new avenue. Like, are you okay at least? Fuck. Not first thing is like, well, you can't do this. Like, no. And so it's all about communication, really. And then again, you're understanding like kind of how people are getting what they need from you, and it's okay. But the moment you step outside of that line, then that's where the shit goes to the fan. And to me, it's funny. Because it's real sly. You got to be on top of your A game to watch it. And a lot of that changes with your personality. So as you stand up for yourself, people kind of back off, and they have to give you leeway because they need you. So they have to give you leeway. And then there's that little bit of compassion and love in that too. But then it's like once you step outside of those boundaries a little bit or something, then that's when they come in again. And you got to stand up for yourself. And you got to be like, at the end of the day, man, I'm a dime a dozen. It's a dime a dozen. In this business. Fuck it. I don't know, man. I just watch shit like that a lot. Because it's helping me stand up for myself too. And it's helping me just kind of watch the dynamic of humans. And there's a lot of the stuff that's like, I get it, man. And I get that everyone has multiple sides of themselves and everyone's whatever. But for me, it's like I'm walking out of this system of money control. And I also have different goals and stuff, and what other people have different goals and ideas and stuff too. So you just gotta kind of be in line with each other's, otherwise it's not gonna work out. And like I said, and that's kind of where I have to kind of be a narcissist myself. Where I was like, at the end of the day, I'm still the one having to take care of myself. And like, either you freely give me something or you don't. Like, don't give me something freely and then bring it up against and use it up against me later. Because then you never really freely gave me anything. Or you didn't help me unconditionally because there was conditions on it. And that's kind of where I watch people. It's like, that's why I try my fucking hardest to not, when I do help people, not have conditions on it, and then do whatever it is to make you understand that there was no conditions on it. And in that act itself, it sucks, because it's the only way to do that, and that's fucking leave. Like, literally, that's the only way I can see it work. Literally. And there's no other way to do it. Well, maybe there is. But no, there's not, because it's based on the other person's perspective. And therefore, the only way that I can control the other person's perspective is not be there. Because they can assume all day long. But they can perceive all day long. But I'm not giving them any more information other than I helped you and then I'm gone. So you can perceive or imagine whatever the fuck you want, but I'm not asking for anything else. I'm not doing anything or saying anything or being there or looking at you a certain way or any of that. And that's the only way I've learned how to do it. It's the only way that I can even make it stand. I don't know. I came up with this concept a long time ago. I don't know why I do it. But to me, it makes sense. Help you and never fucking see you again. It sounds so bad, but it's like, it's the only way. It's the only way I can see it, even standing the chant, the understanding it, like making it real. It's weird. Man, I don't know, this talk is gonna be long. So it's 2 hours now, 2 hours and 4 minutes. I'll probably talk till 3 hours. The video is like 250. somewhere close to that. But whatever, man. These were fun to make. I had a little trial on my truck, and I used it, and it was perfect. At first, like, I didn't really want to use tools. I just wanted to use my hands. But now it's like, to do other things, you got to use technology. Technology's fine. You know, me and my buddy we talk about a lot of stuff. We went climbing the other night, yesterday. And we kind of just talked about some stuff, and like, technology's cool, man. And I kind of told him, it's like, when I went out west and they had like the big wind farms or the big windmills, it's like, dude, it was so beautiful, the greenest ass grass you've ever seen. And then like the technology of man, or you go to the harbor and like the big cranes, and then technology of man. Like, the integration of both is beautiful. However, there's repercussions to both, you know, obviously. And I don't know, man. It's gonna be a hard integration in the future, I think. And to kind of go back to nature, and to quit hurting the land so much, and having to like dial back on the gluttonous of humans, and me too, and the plastic usage and all the wastefulness, and but it's gonna have to dial back in convenience, you know. Like, we're gonna have to sacrifice convenience for the love of nature and our land, and the only way to do that is like by mass lifestyle change on the global scale, and then that means that it's gonna have to be implemented, or there's gonna have to be catastrophic event that causes us to go back in time, and that's what's gonna happen. But I just don't see. I don't know how it's gonna work yet. There's many ways it's gonna happen. That could happen. There's many things. I just like I don't even want to look forward to it. For many reasons. Just because right now, in the avenue that I'm at, I don't need that stress on me. Like, I don't need that knowledge. It's not even stress. It's not a stress. I just don't need that knowledge. Because I'm still working on other stuff to make sure that when I have to deal with that shit in the future, I won't have any predetermined ideas from broken mindset. Any doubt in myself or my abilities to lead. And so I don't even want to even pre-vision it. Even though I know I can, I don't want to. And a lot of that's why I do what I do now, especially my art. I don't pre-vision any of it. I don't even think. That's what's so crazy about my art, drawings, anything that I do. I live in the moment, and I'm lack thereof thought. And I allow my body to do what it wants to do. It's a weird, I don't know. I don't even know how I do it, other than I distract my mind with me in an avenue of listening to my talks or music and a beat. And then I just do with my body. So it's actually two separate entities or two separate existences going on at one time. My mind is somewhere else, my body is this. And I just feel. Whatever I feel like I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the blade this way, I'm going to pull the blade that way. I'm going to make the sand go this way, I'm going to make the sand go that way. It's not planning per se. I mean, sometimes like I go, well, maybe I should start from top or bottom based on what I feel. But it's not planning per se. I may get an item like a metal thing and shove it in the dirt because I thought like the feeling was to put it in there so I could make a hole. Like, I don't know. It's really quick and fast, and then like it's instant determination of action. And that's what I go with. It's just a feeling. It's more feeling than it is thought. And the same thing with my drawings, art, anything that I do. It's not really a big plan. And even if it is, like, it's not predetermined per se. Like, even when I go to Goodwill or something like that, like, and I go to the stores, like, and I see an item, it's like, boom, I got it. And then I maybe plan in a second, but I just know I'm going to put it up in my room, and then whatever happens, happens. And a lot of times when I predetermine or pre-plan stuff, it never turns out that way, because when I'm in the moment, it does what I put it where I want. Like, I just do what I want. Now, in business, in my job, I mean, this dude actually talked about it. I was like, in my work and stuff, like, I'm confident. I don't care. But in other aspects of my life, I was put in a cage and had narcissistic people around me and always controlling me. So other aspects of my life, I'm more sheepish and a coward, like, and all this stuff. And it's like, that's a lot of what's going on now. It's like I'm having to battle that stuff and stand up for myself and do my wants and take care of me and give myself tangible time. And to you, it may look like I'm fucking crazy or neglecting this or work or something like that. I was like, but I've told you multiple times, like, I'm not working like I used to. Like, this is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be, man. I'll do my best, but this is what it's gonna be. And some days I won't make it, some days I will. And I'll let you know when I do, and I'll let you know when I don't. But you just gotta have grace with me, because at the end of the day, I'll go fucking flip burgers if that's the case. Because that's fucking simple. That's mind-numbing. Just show up, dude. Easy. But yeah, so I'm at the, like, all those three things. I kind of knew I wanted to dig. Like, I knew I wanted to dig another mound. It was funny, I was out there and this woman pulls up and she was like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know, whatever the fuck I want to do. Like, I don't know why people always ask me what I'm doing. Like, that I gotta have some type of plan. And it actually brings me back to someone who always, like, I talked to her and she was like, I always plans everything out. I'm like, no, that's cool. Like, the structure of the, but, like, in this aspect of my life, it's like, dude, I don't plan shit. Like, that's part of this lesson. It's like, to trust my feelings. So it's like, it's so funny when, like, I don't know what people's brains think. Like, is every action that you do have to be planned? I don't fucking get it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, in every thought, like, you think about it before you do it. Like, that's fucking confusing as shit to me. Like, that's confusing as shit to me. Like, how do you, obviously you don't trust yourself. Well, obviously your anxiety is out the roof. If you're always thinking about an action before you do the act, like, that's fucking that freaks me out right now. I'd be anxious as shit all the time. Like, and if you're always thinking about all the actions you're gonna take, no wonder why you're fucking having panic attacks, because you don't know. Like, if you're having to think about and try and forecast and predict every move of every second of your life, oh my god. No wonder why everyone's fucking depressed. No wonder why everyone has anxiety. Because you're trying to plan something that you don't even fucking have any control over. Like, literally. You don't have any control over how someone's going to respond to you. You do. But you when you're planning that, you're not. It's based on a fallacy. It's based on a fallacy. Like, it's straight imagination bullshit. But uneducated. Because at the end of the day, like, if you don't even know how to get what you give, and you're not confident in yourself, and you don't even know how to control yourself, you can't even control somebody else. And so, to like have to think and plan every action or every talk or every... Dude, that's crazy to me. It's good to each his own. Have fun, but no wonder why we're breaking down into society and on all these pills all the time, because like you're planning out everything, and then when it doesn't go the way that you planned it, like you freak out, and then maybe you're not ready to adapt or just roll with it, and maybe you don't have confidence because like I didn't plan for this. Like I didn't plan this scenario that happened wasn't one of the scenarios that I ran through in my head, so like I'm fucked. And like for me, I don't plan anything. Like really, like in my work, in my business and stuff, I have ideas of what could happen or what I need to do, but I'm still live in the moment when I'm doing the act itself. Like when I'm going to the store, like I know what I need, or I'm forecasting the items that I need for the job. And but like in my life of art, in my life of anything other than work, like I go with my feelings and I don't plan anything. And it's actually really good because it helps you be confident in yourself. You start to learn to have confidence that whatever it is that does come up, you'll be able to overcome. You'll be able to adapt on the fly, and you're gonna face it and you're gonna overcome. Like it may not turn out the way you want it to be. You could maybe see the repercussions negative, but you'll be okay. You're gonna be okay. Like it's fine. You can adapt. I pulled up at the job yesterday morning. I got out my truck, walked around my truck. There was like a nail in my truck tire, and I need new tires so bad. And I actually looked tonight. They're not too bad right now. And there was a nail in there, so I pulled it out. Obviously, I was like, because it was a small one, and I was like, man, I think I may be good. I poured it out, and started leaking, so I was like, fuck. Then on the fly, I had to just plug it, even though it's in the area that really shouldn't be plugged. But I was like, whatever, these tires are so bad anyways. Like, it's gonna do what it's gotta do until I get new ones. And, but it's like, I was just laughing at the moment, because it's like, there's multiple options that you could do. You could flip out right now. You could be like, fuck, I gotta go get an instantly new tire, or I can just stay at work and plug it. And just like being able to adapt in a matter of minutes and just plug it and be done with it. Like, and it worked. And be good. And then be confident in yourself that like no matter what you face, like you can fix that problem. Like that's what makes me laugh. And that's kind of like a lot of times, like when I tell people, I'm like, dude, I can fix anything. And I believe it. Like there's really there's some stuff that I'm not gonna try and fix, but this doesn't make any fucking sense. But I can, if it was mine or someone that I love, or someone that called me and 10 minutes later, yeah, I'm coming. I'll do my best. I can fix it. Some stuff would take longer. Some stuff would take money. But I can fix it. Depends on what you want to do. And but it's like having that confidence in yourself. Like it makes you fucking proud. Like whatever, boom, fix it, done, get to work. And like I said, everything is just learning and adapting and just trusting yourself more and more every day. And just having little battles and standing up for yourself and just getting more confident in that and understanding that at the end of the day, no one really fucking cares. Unless you're meeting the need for them. The moment that you don't meet the need for them, confrontation comes up. And it just, on any part, really. And so that's where it's just like, that's why I act the way that I do a lot of times. Why I don't care. Because it's like, it's whatever, man. Whatever the fuck you think. Because it's easier that way. Maybe you won't cheat me, maybe you will. And if you do, that's on you. However, it's also on me if I give you that power. But it's also for me in this moment in my life, it's like, I don't care about that stuff. That is minuscule. Because all I care about is my mind, overcoming my past, and becoming a better human being. And I'll give you this one. What do you think? What do you think? If you really want to be honest, I'll set a limit and we'll go from there, but you may not like that number. And you shouldn't, and you won't. Because if I say the number that my time is worth, you will not like it. Because in this instance, I'm giving you all of me, and I'm worth everything. So for me, helping, I'm just leaving it open till you feel comfortable with it. I don't care. Because it's not important to me. I'm important to me. You're important to me too. Obviously, if I'm coming to do this and then I'm going, what do you think? Pay me whatever. You think it's reasonable. Where in the future it won't be that way. You won't even be able to see me. Unless I allow it to happen. And that's nothing to do with greenbacks. This world is mine, bruh. I'm the one setting the worth limit. And you see it. And that's a lot of what I talk about is like the things that I know. Me and this dude actually talked about this too, about the knowing. And the moment that you learn something and you know something, like with great knowledge comes great responsibility, or great power comes great responsibility. And it's knowledge is power in the sense if you use it right, it's power. If you have the right knowledge, it's power. And then what is power? And then what is control? And I always tend to do things backwards. I always tend to do things I can't not control. That's not a thing. Because the dominant power of whom I am and the energy of whom I am nothing but control. And so that's another thing that I had to step into and understand was I'm just controlling. There's no way for me to not control the situation. It's not in my makeup. And you could say this is on a hierarchy scale. This is on a scale of 1, 2, 3, 4, where 1 is greater than 2, or 1 is before 2, and then 2 is 3, is before 3. I would hate to say greater or less than, because it just depends on who the perceiver is. But even then, because 2 could perceive that it's better than 1, but in all reality, 1 is always going to be better than 2. And that has nothing to do with the perceiver. It has to do with the rules. And neither 1 nor 2 made the rules. Now, 1 may abide by a certain set of rules, and 2 may abide by a certain set of rules. And then, but whose rules is better? And now maybe 1 abides by the rules of the Creator, and maybe 2 abides by the rules of man. And the Creator's rules are greater than the rules of man. However, right here, right now, 2 may perceive that the rules of man is greater than the rules of the Creator, because 2 doesn't even understand the rules of the Creator, and neither does the rules of man understand the rules of the Creator. And so, that's kind of the instance of what this is. Is I'm 1. I understand the rules of the Creator. I am the rule of the Creator. In the instance of man now, 2, they live by the rules of man. And even though I am the rule of 1 of the creator, I haven't been given dominion over the rules of man yet. However, I understand the rules of the creator. I am the rules of the creator. But I'm still having to abide by some of the rules of man. And so even though I'm 1, they could say that I'm 10. And everyone can think that I'm 10. But I'm 1. Therefore, I walk around the world as 1, as the ruler, as always in control over. But I play like I'm 10. I present you with false control over me because you think I'm 10, so I'm going to give you that. Until I step into 1 of whom I am, and I rule over all. And I think some people will understand that concept. They're going to be pissed about it, and they're going to be like, no, this dude's full of shit. And you can't say stuff like that. Da-da-da-da. But I did. I am. And time will tell. And my actions tell now. If you watch me. If you watch what I do and how I do things, and you really watch it, you understand who's in control. Always. And it's kind of shitty sometimes, because it may not line up with the things of 2, right? Or it may look weird. It may not look right, maybe. And I'm still caught up in some of the rules of 2. And I gotta fix those things and kind of get out of those things, and I will in time. And that's what's so hard for me is I'm standing in 1. I am 1. But I'm having to live in both. I'm having to kind of abide by and manipulate and wrap around and stay alive and abide with and walk with 2 while being 1. And it's fucking hard. It's not easy. And it's not easy. And then limiting my oneness and adding a 0 behind it to be less than. But it's very frustrating. But it's understanding a lot of things, though, and it's understanding that when you're 1, you understand that the rules and the things in 2 don't fucking even matter. They don't exist. Like, they're not important. Yet everyone in 2 thinks that those things are important. And so being that you're pretending to be a 10 and you're having to live as a 10, you're having to kind of cater to the importance of these 2s. And it's very fucking frustrating when all you want to do is walk into your oneness and be in your oneness, because that's what greatness and happiness and truth is. And everything is. And but it's like, it kind of sucks when you're a 1 by yourself too, when there should be another 1 with you. So you can have fun in 1 with oneness, and with your counterpart, with your equal of, with part of the pleasures of 2 in your oneness, which is part of the whole totality of the scale itself. Because 1 is outside of 2. 1 is actually not even of 2. 1 is not even from 2. Well, when one talks about he wants to go home, it's because his home is not two. His home is not Earth. He's not from here. One's home is one. It's a totally different existence. Where it's nothing but oneness. That's true and right. And good and clean. And so it's very fucking frustrating. Very frustrating. And then time in one doesn't exist. It does exist, but it's different. It's all at once. Because one is outside the constructs of time and two. But at the same time, one is restricted in the constructs of the time and two. Because he's pretending to be a 10. And it's like cheating. And one is not a cheater, and even in the concepts of two. Even though it's technically not cheating because he's a 1. And he doesn't even have to abide by the rules in 2. And maybe I don't have to do it then. It's not cheating. Therefore I can just do whatever the fuck I want. With the rules of my 1. And I'll have to deliberate on that tonight. Because that seems like a greater plan to me. It seems like the greatest idea ever. To say fuck the rules of 2, because I'm 1. And if I'm the law of 2, if I'm the law of 1, and 1 is over 2, when I step into it, I just choose to step into it now, and then it's not cheating. Whatever I do, because I am the law anyways. So whatever it is that I want to implement now, it doesn't really matter because the law of 2 is not over the law of 1. Because the law of 1 is the law of the creator. And the law of the creator is over 1 and 2. But 1 is the law of the creator. They're one and the same. That's fine. So maybe that's the case. Tomorrow morning may be a weird world. And I'm okay with that. Honestly, at this point in my life. Because I'm kind of sick of 2. I'm really sick of it. It makes 0 sense. It's very fucking frustrating. Everyone's hurting. Everyone's broken. They need a law. They need a law. They need a lawmaker. They need a law. They need a new law. The law of man, the law of 2 is stupid. It's dumb, and it's got us to where we're at now. Where everyone's suffering. Everyone's in control. Not in control of themselves, but in control. They're in somebody else's control. So even when I take over as law, they're going to be in my control. But I can wean them out and give them more self-control of themselves and have control over themselves. But they're still going to be in the rule of 1 law. And those laws are going to be different. And they're going to reflect free will. And they're going to reflect unconditional love. However, the concept of unconditional love is I love you unconditionally. But there's still rules. There's still law. It's not conditioned on my love. I'm like a tree. I'm still going to breathe life for you. I'm still going to give you what you need. I'm still going to bear fruit for you. However, you have to keep your hands to your fucking self. You don't infringe on other people's free will. You don't lie, you don't cheat, you don't steal. You won't have need for that. You have everything that you need that's right under the law of one, which is higher understanding than man. When men are after their own evil wants and desires. And the issue with man is they always want. Want. However, they only want what they know. Therefore, or what they see. So you have to limit what they can see. You have to limit what they know. You have to limit what they can have. And that's what's so crazy. So crazy because you can do that from a new class coming in, like a new generation. You can limit them. But for the people that are here now, I mean, maybe adults are just gotta get rid of. I don't know how this works. I hate for that to be the case, but honestly, that could be the case. I mean, you guys took a shot. You picked your poison. You called your own calling. And 3 generations from now, it will only be clean kids. And the people that didn't take. So you guys called yourself based on being cheap and convenience and to buy and sell and to have a job. And you willingly took it based on free will. You were coerced, but it's because you wouldn't stand up for yourself. You couldn't think for yourself until you did what you did. Which is fine. It doesn't mean you can't come in later as a new kid, but you gotta live through the punishment of knowing what you've done to yourself. And understand that you chose it yourself. It's kind of shitty, but whatever. That you didn't heal yourself and you didn't change. I mean, you can come out of that stuff. You can, but it has to be a miracle. And the only way miracles even work is you. You have to believe. And you have to do the things and believe in the things to have a miracle. Or to heal yourself, if you want to call it that instead of a miracle. And maybe that's what it's going to be. And if that's the case, that's going to seem super bad when everyone gets separated based on whether they took it or they didn't take it. And I don't know if that's how it's going to be, but it may. And then even, man. I mean, it makes sense to me. I see it happening. And then that's going to leave a lot of kids without parents and without, man, it's going to suck. Not really. It's going to suck for them, but not really. I'll raise them all. This is for entertainment purposes only. Not. Maybe. Who knows? I'm entertained. That's all that matters. I'm a law of one. But I don't know, man. Who knows about the future? I do, but whatever. It's 12:14 right now, so this is only gonna go on a little bit longer. Get some sleep. I'm tired. Today was cool, man. Everything's cool. I got up this morning, man, and it was kind of a weird morning, and just wasn't feeling good. Went to Home Depot and just sat there. I was like, get material, sit here. Get material, sit here. Get material, sit here. And I just sat here. And then finally I was like, fuck it, I'm going somewhere. And where did I go? I went somewhere and got some food. Then I went to the park. I went to the beach. And I built this. And it's at least 3 hours long almost, so I needed it. Texted dude, I was like, I ain't coming today. I'm coming tomorrow and Sunday, so I'm just not gonna work today. Because you gotta take the weekends off, but he gave me such shit the other day. I was like, whatever, fuck it. And I was just like, whatever, dude. Like, I get it, but it's like, it's also very frustrating to me. It's just subtle changes real quick. That's what I'm saying. And it's just very frustrating. It's like, I get it, bro. I get it. But it's like, whatever, dude. Plus, like, I do a lot more work in a matter of hours than people do all day. So that's the one thing. That's why I don't work that much. Or like work like I used to, because it's like, dude, I do so much more work in a matter of hours than people do in days. So it's like, you know, like, it is what it is for me. It is what it is for me, dude. It feels like I just don't care about working, man. It's so frustrating. I need to, though, I guess. I don't know, we'll see. I'll always do the law of one tonight. Think about it. Think about my rules and what I can bypass and stuff like that. Ask my pop to help me out. Let me bypass the stuff because I'm ready. And I'm just sick of what I'm in. As long as I don't have a lot of lessons more that I need to learn. Because if I do, then I don't need to bypass anything, because you know, this is why I talk about a lot of things. It's like, it kind of sucks once you become understanding where, and me and a dude talked about this the other day. I was like, you know, it's one thing if people give you shit, but it's like, or to be gifted something, but you don't learn your lessons, you know? Like, unless, like, what's the point? Right? And this is what happened. This is why people get away with some shit. It's because it's the same concept where they don't learn a lesson from it. And they learn that they can just do this act and they got away with it. And then they got away with it. And maybe they get caught or maybe something happens in the future, but until they do, they don't learn the lesson. I met a guy tonight and he was like, and he was talking about how he was on drugs and all this stuff, and then he got in trouble one time and he learned his lesson. I was like, well, some people don't, you know, until they get in trouble. And so it's that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know until you learn your lesson. And so that's why it's like I accept everything that I go through and understand that I have to face it, because otherwise, now that I look at everything that I've gone through, and especially if it kind of turns out negative or turns me into a child or it does anything like that where I have to look at it again, or where it hurts me or makes me cry or makes me upset, then, and I look back at it, I'm like, what did I do wrong in this situation? How do I fix this? How do I never allow this to happen again to me? Or how do I never allow me to turn into that child version or allow and then hurt the other person too, you know? Like, how do I not do that? And so I got to go through those lessons, and I just need to make sure that I'm not skipping any lessons, because that's ultimate. it's not good for me or a partner in the future, So I need to be able to make sure that I'm going through everything I need to so I can learn how to fish and not just be given fish. And some people would be like, want to be given a bunch of stuff. And it makes sense. Like, it's easier that way, but you don't learn your lesson. And so it actually sets you back. It enables you. Now, once you get to the point where you've learned all your lessons and all that stuff, then you can be gifted something and you know how to use it, or you know how to benefit from it, and you know how to not squander it, and stuff like that. And you can be grateful and appreciative of it. And so that's kind of what I'm learning now, is like, when everything comes into play, like, I'm ready for it. So I just have to make sure I'm ready to take the challenge and that comes with it, because it's not really gift. It is gifted per se, but with the gift comes all this other stuff that people won't understand, and they're gonna be pissed. They're gonna be mad at me. They're gonna hate me. They're gonna think I'm not worthy of it, and they won't understand. They're not meant to. And a lot of that is pride and ego. If they got a face, and I am that karma, and they have to look back and look at me and go, he doesn't deserve any of this. There's no way. And then they're going to have to face that and change. Even with the black heart against me, they're going to have to do it. And that's just me. It is what it is, but you don't know where I've come from. You don't know whom I've been and who I've been, and the tests that I've had to go through, and the stuff that I've had to go through to even get the opportunity. Because as number one, that means it was the hardest in the totality. It had to be. Because one's not two. One is over two. One had to go through everything that two went through on his own. And all of it. From day one of two to now. So I had to go through all of that on my own. Well, other people haven't. They've only had aspects of two. They've only had a short time of two. They don't even understand the knowledge of what they're in right now of two. Not even the whole totality of two. I've had to go through the whole totality of two by myself. I mean, I've had help along the way, but I went through all of it. I've always been here. And since the beginning. Climbing to the top, and this music was my ticket. Found a way to grind, turn a passion to a business. No limit, I'ma get it, having millions as a witness. I'm addicted to winning, living up every single day. I'll be fighting and building up in a million different ways. I don't think I can stop. I think another aspect to that is. And I'm running to the first place. Long nights, long flights, I'ma make it big. Big dreams, big sights. But that's the part of being a creator. I mean, the ultimate goal of that is to become the best creator that you can be. And that's for future ventures, but and it's actually a really cool concept. I mean, it's the game of Sims, really, just with, I mean, I guess it's kind of the same, but there's other possibilities of it, greater possibilities of it, and civilization, it's all just a mimic of, kind of, but built within a system that can only be so big, and and there's like a, with greater knowledge you understand, it's like a fish tank. You can only have so many fish and a certain kind of fish in the tank, otherwise they'll kill each other, whatever, this, that, predators, and whatever, and you just gotta study and get that knowledge, and the best way is to experience it all yourself, because this concept is more intensified because they're humans. The mind is infinite. The possibilities are infinite. The evil is infinite. The desires is infinite. The good is infinite. Both is infinite. Light, dark, opposites. So the way you implement things and set things up, and the way it starts, and the way it kickstarted, all has a lot to do with how it's going to end. It's predetermined, yet the afflictions of the past dictate the afflictions of the future. Opportunity, influence, terraforming, all of it, everything of all things have huge play in everything, and very complicated, very long, complicated system. Which I guess we can kind of see this, we can watch with what history that we think that we know. If we had the same data collection systems that we have now for all eternity, in which there is that, but we don't have that skill here, on two, then you would understand the totality of what it is and the technical difficulty of what it is. But we don't, so when we can kind of see it on a smaller scale, it just scales up. Like it would be the same with like killing all the buffalo or killing all the wolves in a certain area and then reintroducing them in, and even here maybe deer population. It's kind of a little scale like that, but humans are so different. But now it's kind of more of like we are domesticated animals now. We're living in a society where there's less crime, or there's crime, but it's like back in the day, 200 years ago, like people just got killed all the time. Here, America's safer than other places like Africa and stuff like that, where there's still rules of guerrillas and blood and Taliban and other places like that, or other third world countries. Like kill you for anything, So here in America the rules are different, protection's different, way more domesticated here. Other places are way more wild and animalistic. However, it's so crazy because you have to deal with each territory differently. Well, you can deal with the tribes people one way. You can deal with Africa one way. You can deal with gorillas one way. You can deal with domesticated humans another way. And each one has its weaknesses. And each sheep has its special food, its special needs. Special guidance that you just have to use to cater to all of them for each one to get said results, said control. So it's kind of like Tower of Babel in reverse. Well, instead of they're using everything against you to make and control you as one, and so you guys are underneath all their control. Well, I'm going to come in and kind of do the same thing, kind of. But for the good of you. You may not see it that way. I mean, you probably won't. Some people won't. Some people will. If you have a higher understanding and knowledge, and you can separate yourself from convenience, and you find out what's real and what's important, which is you, which is your happiness, which is joy, which is experience in life. And when you understand that sex is special, it's very important, and it's meant for a lot of things. And it's not just a coping mechanism. Entertainment is not just A lot of times when I say this is like sports stuff, or we may still have it, but it's gonna be different. It's gonna be for the love of things. We're gonna be doing things for the love of it, and not having money is not gonna be the currency. Money is not gonna be the reason for existing. And money is not going to be the thing that makes you survive. Actions are. Actions is going to be the thing that keeps you alive. Experience is going to be what keeps you alive. But with that has to come sacrifice and get convenience, and then learning what you really need, me telling you what you really need, and then you understanding that that's true. You don't need all this extra shit. You don't need all this stuff. You don't need 11 bedroom house and there's 2 of you. You don't need super fancy cars. You can just drive this car. You don't need all this convenience. You just need this. You don't need all this stuff. You just need this. And that the rest of the time that you spend working to get that stuff, you can experience life, love. And some people aren't going to like that, because they're going to lose power over other people. However, you actually gain power and control over yourself, which is the point. And you don't have power and control over anyone else but yourself. So it's kind of a flip, inverted, of society itself. But I'm kind of lucky where, even though I told you I'm in control and have power, I don't use it against people now. I don't want it, technically, per se, the way that you guys use it, for my pleasure. I please myself. And the only pleasure that I want from you is your willingness to want to please me, or to allow me to please you. Give me time, or allow me to give you time. It's the want. I need the want from other people. I don't want to control them, because controlling them is a lie. It's not real. Manipulation is just a trick. And so, in the future, we're going to be shifted away from that, where if you don't want to give your neighbor time, you're not going to give them time. If you don't like them, you don't have to go hang out with them. But you don't have any power. There's not going to be a need for you to try and control, manipulate, or trick them, because everything that you need, you have. And anything else would be a want. And then anything that you want over that, you're going to have to create it yourself. And that comes with pride and joy. Like, that's when you're proud of something, when you create it yourself, and you're going to learn that concept. That anything you want, you can have. But you're going to have to create it from within yourself. And you're capable. But it's going to take time, attention, and focus to get it. And I'll implement and teach people that stuff. But there's also going to be a rule set on that. But because you can't, if you want something that gains power over the people, it's not going to work. Like, I'm not allowing that to happen. Because then I'm just going to come in and destroy you. My power. And set you back. I'm not going to, whatever. Just whatever. Because you don't need anything outside of yourself. You don't. Like, I mean, you can use tools and stuff, but it's all about creating outside of yourself, using your imagination. I mean, that's the future. That's the reason to exist. That's why you were made, was to be a creator. To be a creator. So I'm going to kill this. It's 2:59. It's 24. So today was cool, man. Whatever. Every day is special. Every day is what it is. Got Hopi tattoos on me now. Love them. They're meant to be there. Pride and Ego on the hands. IVEA on both hands. I am me. IVEA. Magnificent Rebel. I'm infinitely light. I'm infinitely love. I'm infinitely pain. I'm infinitely healthy. I'm infinitely wealthy. I'm infinitely hope. I'm infinitely grace. I'm infinitely worthy. I'm infinitely abundant. Infinitely hope. I don't know. Abundant enough. Impressive. Got 2 4-leaf clovers on the arms. Whatever. I gotta work tomorrow. Cool talk. A little crazy. Not really though. Only time will tell. Holla. Love y'all. Peace. Turn something silly into a milli. Got a lot to say and a lot need to hear it. You don't quit today, we don't stop, no we feel it to the top. Yeah, we change our whole world, yeah we steer it. Getting lost in the things that make us all worth hearing. No, I'm the first one to turn up, learn stuff, but mostly I'm just in the lab getting work done. Cause the bills on the first, they still worth some. I never forget being broke, man it hurts son. But not as bad as not having any purpose. I took stabs, this and that, and it's working. But I still grind every day for that thirst. It's a curse being first, yeah still gotta get my work done. Yeah, I'ma be a high roller, move forward in the battle like soldier, in the game like closer. I'll be at the top of the chain, straight owner. Yeah, I got a different motor. I don't need any help, I'm a loner. You'll be seeing my name on posters. You could call me POTUS. I got all the